Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Dr. Joe Blake here with the Actionable Financial Literacy Center, a Blake Media company. I want to welcome you to today's broadcast. And hey, I always got some good information for you that's going to make, just going to give you some insights that'll help things go better for you in your business, in your life, and all that good stuff. Just want to remind you, on point, we got this broadcast, one more broadcast, but after that, it's going to be contained in the app. It's going to be contained in the app. Going to change it. Everything will be contained in the app itself. More personal, more to you, the individual, to help things grow for you and your business and yourself. And man, I'm excited about all that. About all that, I really am. You'll be able to get the app on Google Play and on the in the App Store. And hey, it's going to be fabulous. It really is going to be fabulous. I like the way it looks, and I'll share a little more about that towards the end of what I'm going to share for you today. And today's title, as you see, is Living with Integrity. We all have it. We all need to use it. We all need to exercise it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I got it all, but hey, it's something that we need to live with. And especially if you're listening and see what's happening in our politics today. I mean, we're running across a lot of those things that are kind of like skipping a beat, skipping and going through and having some issues and things like that. So today I thought I'd kind of go over some of those things. So I started by there was an article that I read doing my research with financial literacy and there was an article that I came across, and as I was doing my research, and it was called uh, let's see, the it was written by a young an author, and uh, I'm gonna get it here short. I wanted to be able to have other folks. Here's the article here. All right, up can't see too much of it, but the article, it was written by Matzinger. Her name is what's her name here? A couple of folks. Uh, Nina Mazar, the Sound of Your People, and to talk about a theory of self-concept and maintenance. And in the article, it has some different. It states different things, but it talked about how people and how we and some people can be dishonest about things. And one of the things she's mentioned, I thought was very interesting because I've read something in the paper about how now they're not allowing people to return items, but if you return items to the store, they're going to charge you for it. And in this article, it mentioned how there was this one store called Wardrobing, and people that made purchases, they purchased these items. There was someone would use, and they return the items and return these clothing items, and it cost that industry $16 billion a year because people was purchasing the items, getting them, and then returning them back to the store. So that industry it was costing them $16 billion because people were returning items. So they bought the items, they got them for one reason or another, returning. So 16 billion dollars for that. They talked about how in the insurance industry, $24 billion for property and casualty insurance, $300 billion from taxes. So for some reason, in the integrity within people was costing is costing some industries quite a bit of money because the integrity within us may not be as great. So I thought it would be an interesting topic to discuss today and find out what we're looking at as a people, what we can do about it, um, how we can address it, maybe, and just look amongst ourselves and see what we can um, what we can do. How you look at it. Again, no one, and the only perfect person was Jesus. But how can we look at this for a standpoint as an individual, and and address it and look at it, just see what we can do. So let's take a look at the PowerPoint I have here. So here, um, and if you want to look at if you want to get a chance at the article, I can send me an email, a note that you'd like to get a copy of that article, and I'll send it to you. Not a problem there at all. I don't mind doing that. In the link in the notifications, in the link in the description, uh, in the description, I sent the link. So if you want to join me, you can do that. So we can discuss what I have to share here. I don't mind doing that. I like it. All right. So here we go. Um, so I always start out with the model here for financial literacy. And now this is the newer model because it's going to show you the the updated concept of how we're going to discuss things. Wisdom. So instead of knowledge, it's going to be wisdom, because now wisdom is the correct application of the knowledge that we gain. So now in the legacy book, legacy book, it's about the knowledge that we gain. So that knowledge and how that knowledge is going to change our behavior. We still have the action items in the middle that we look at quarterly, monthly, semi-annual, on an annual basis. And then we still have the behavior model inside. We take the shopping cart and go to each stage of the action model to change our behaviors. All right. So living with integrity. So there are some things that money can't buy. Can't buy manners, morals, or integrity. Integrity is something that you have to develop. Something that you have to have, and it's as you develop it over time. It's something that you come with or you don't come with. In essence, it comes from your mom and your daddy trying to give you information and where you learn from. You learn from your mom and your daddy. You learn from those above you, those besides you, and then those that are following you to keep you accountable to what you're doing and what you're not doing. And you want to make sure that you're accountable for it. All right, so we're going to explore importance and integrities in our daily lives and different topics and how it's relevant to us. Because sometimes people that have issues with it, I find that a lot of times people want to push people down in life. They want to push them down, but push themselves up. But you can't do that. If you're pushing somebody down all the time, you're pushing them down and you're pushing yourself down, and it doesn't work. The more you push somebody else down, you pushing yourself down. You're both going lower, and ain't nobody going higher at all. When you lift someone up, you're lifting yourself up, and you're both going in a positive direction of going up. But people don't realize that, and they're constantly putting somebody else down, cutting them down, saying you don't have this, you don't have that. The more you cut somebody else down, you're cutting yourself down. The average person doesn't realize that. And if you're somebody that's negative, I'm absolutely going the other direction. As soon as you come out your mouth with something negative about what's going on, yeah, and there's a constructive means of getting things done. But then you're absolutely negative, I'm heading the other direction. So as soon as I see you negative, as soon as I smell you negative, and you won't see Joe no more, I'm gone. All right, defining integrity. So being honest, having strong moral principles. Sometimes people don't like the word moral, but hey, it is what it is. Um, you have a means of you're honest about stuff. You do something wrong, something happens, isn't that right? Apologize. My bad. I slipped up. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have been that way. You know when something. How do you know when something's not right? You feel on the inside. You know something is like, okay, I'm off on this one right here. I need to fess up to being off. You fess up to your part. The other person probably won't ever fess up to their part. Well, you know what? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have did this. They ain't fessing up to their part at all, because that's just on them. If you fess up, oh yes, you shouldn't have done. You shouldn't have done. Yeah, what you do. Not a thing. They ain't gonna say nothing about what they did or didn't do. Not a thing. It's just how it happens that way. But for you, your part, you get it off your chest, give it off your shoulder for what you do. So be honest with yourself first. You have to be honest with yourself, and you correct it for yourself. For the other person, they have no scruples. So in Psalms 25 and 21 it says, I always go to the word first. The word kind of helps me get myself straight, helps me. Other people, I don't know what you may use. Whatever you use to correct yourself, you use it. Me, I use the word correct me. Uh, Other folks may use other books to help correct themselves. Whatever you may use to help correct you, use it so you can correct yourself. It's not to make you better than the other person, but whatever you may use to help correct you, use to correct you. So in this book called Psalms, says, "My integrity and uprightness preserves me, before I wait for you." And so in this case right here, I'm waiting for my man up there to say, "Hey, fix it, Joe Blake." And I was like, okay, I didn't mean it. My bad. So I pray. And I pray. And he says, okay, Joe, you need to fix it. Joe goes fix it, because Joe ain't perfect. Joe got issues. Joe got issues, so Joe fix it. All right. Proverbs 19:1. It says, "Better is a poor person who walks in his integrity than one who is crooked in speech and is a fool." You know, people that ain't right. They're crooked in their speech. They always. That's why the people that bad mouth you. People that, um, like I said, they'll cut you down. They'll cut what you do down, cut what you say down, but always talk about themselves in a better light. Well, I don't do that. I'm perfect, and I don't make sounds. No, no, them the main ones. Say they never did nothing other. You know, nope, I ain't perfect. I know I'm not perfect. I mean, I come from the streets. Sometimes street mentality comes in. Even though I have a PhD, I still think, I still process things. But sometimes if you get me wrong, I straight go to 915 No Strict Street, and I start thinking about taking care of things the Be More way. And then since that, since I start thinking doing things the Be More way, I have to go put the brakes on and stop myself. Because I'm human. You don't want me to go to 915 No Strict Street and start handling things. It ain't right. So, but that's me. But I have to catch myself in my integrity. Okay, Joe, you're not in Baltimore no more. Let's handle this the proper way to handle things. No, don't need to go that route. So, so I have to walk in my integrity and be mindful of the way I think, and be mindful of how I process information and be able to handle it. I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I didn't change the way I thought, change the way I process information, change my actions. I would not be where I'm at if I didn't change, if I didn't have a different way of thinking things. So, I mean, that's how I grew. That's how you grow. You have to change. All right. The importance of integrity is important. Why? It matters in personal and your professional life. You don't become successful in life if you're unable to change. You can't be successful in personal life if you're not willing to change. Unwillingness to change will always keep you in the same rut. And I've mentioned this several times before as well. If you keep facing the same thing over and over again, life will teach you lessons, and those lessons will continue to get harder until you learn them. And you know you've learned your lesson once you change your ways. So if you're facing the same challenges that you are now 10 years ago, you haven't learned your lesson. If you're in the same rut as you are 5 years ago, you haven't learned your lesson. You face the same financial issues you're facing now that you did 2 years ago, you haven't learned your lesson. How do you know you learned your lessons? Once you change your ways. Once you change your ways, that's when you know you've learned your lesson. If you're still facing those same lessons that you had 20 years ago, you have to change your ways. Change the way you think. Change the way you approach things. Change the ways you got to change. You have to change. If you're still facing it, you haven't changed. You got to change your ways. Once you do that, then your personal life and your professional life will be different. All right. Example of individuals who face challenges and made critical decisions based on their integrity. Always, I go to the Word. The Bible shows that how people change their ways. Moses, changed his way. Um, uh, Joshua, changed his ways. There's different examples there. In life, um, you get examples of some of the what is it? What is it? Denzel Washington, man. He changed his ways, became successful. I always look, because guys that look like me, I kind of gravitate to those guys there. Um, and you just gotta you find somebody who's in your life that you can ascribe to, and you see how they've changed their ways. I mean, I even like John Maxwell. Um, man, I say he looks like me. Why? Because he's his faith. And I look how he said his dad raised him, and how his dad had him read books and everything. And I was like, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. And I did that to my children. Man, I'm glad I did that, because I had my kids read books, and look at them bad boys now. All of them got master's degrees. And I was like, man, I'm glad I did that. So those challenges and those decisions that those people had in their lives, I adopted it and did it for my kids, and that helping too. So the importance of having that integrity, having those personal challenges and those professional things in life helps a little bit as well. So the roles and the reflections and the values, those ethical decisions that you make, help build integrity, build the discipline. And now my kids, they read like forever. There are a lot of things in business and life. They get different certifications, and they when they're ready to take a next class, they call me Dad. Okay, Dad, what do you think? I'm taking this class here. I'm gonna get the certification. What do you think? I'm like, of course. you know, and Dad said, you gonna get a certification? Knock yourself out, man. Get some more education. Get more knowledge, wisdom, understanding, so you can become a better person. You can become a better professional in what you're doing. Yes, Dad's gonna say that. How do you the individual become a better person? Right? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to college, go to school to get that. Read a new book, go to a new seminar. Build up you as an individual so you can become a better person. I have books. I have on Mondays. I have Mondays at 1. I have a book club. Attend a virtual book club. Get involved. Get engaged, man. Learn something new. Get some more information to help you become a better you. Help you become a. You can self-reflect on some of the information that's shared. That's how it's done. You can't do it, but you can do it by yourself. But it helps when you do it with others. It helps when you do it with others. And okay, integrity in society. Do we have that? The societal implications. Like right now, with all the things that are happening with our political system and political structure, with what's happening with the mainly what's happening with the ex-president and all the things that are on the news right now, it's just exposing our society and exposing our legal system, of how the legal system works, how the political system structure works. The three parts of government: you got the legislative branch, you got the judicial branch, and you got the presidential branch. You got all those three branches that's guiding the nation as a whole, and how those branches are working together, and how those branches are working apart, and how the country is being guided. So the society as a whole, sometimes it feels like it may be in turmoil, but they're working the way they should work, and at the same time, there's some parts of it that's not working the way it could work. So society sees that, and right now, it just feels a little uncomfortable as those systems work through the process of getting to truth. What truth may be for one person, may be true for another, but the system is working the way it works. It's working the way it needs to work. And once the truth is complete, we'll have it all out. But society right now is going through it. Society is going through it. So the institutions, leadership, and the community relationships are all being influenced and affected by it because it's so raw right now. It's so tender right now. The what's being said, how it's said, when it's said, just kind of, in some cases, kind of touches people the right or wrong way. As I share when I teach at the college, is that hey, right now is absolutely a learning curve, a learning institution for all of us to sit back, hear what's being shared, and learn from it. There's no need to. I mean, you can go for right or wrong, but we need to learn from what's happening right now. Why? Why do we need to learn? So we won't allow it to happen again. Learn from what's happening. So we won't repeat history. We won't repeat it. That's another thing. Why we need to learn from history. We can't shut history down because we don't want that to happen again. We don't ever want what was done in the past to happen again. You don't want to shut history down. You don't want to not remember it because you don't want to do that again. If you cloud it, cover it up, don't want to talk about it, that crap will happen again. You got to know what was done so it won't be undone or done again. That's why we need to remember what was done in the past. Don't shy away from it. Oh, yeah, we messed that one up. Sure enough, that was that was not right. Oh man, that was yeah. You got to remember it so you don't do it again, right? You know, if you drive your car on a bed of nails, chances are you're gonna get flat, right? You, you're not gonna do that again. You're not riding down that road. You're not gonna drive your car into a construction site because chances are you're gonna catch a nail in your tire and get a flat. And you don't want to buy four brand new tires for your car. Flat City, you know. So you be mindful of it. So, and all that, as we say all that, and from a finance standpoint, and even in just life itself, you gotta when you're learning, you plant your seed, you give it the time, and reap your heart and reap the harvest. So with integrity, is something that you learn. You plant that seed. You give it some time to build within you, and then you reap the harvest of your benefits from being a person of integrity because you're consistent in what you do, consistent in what you learn, consistent in what you understand. Not to say you're perfect. You're gonna slip up every now and then. When you do, catch yourself. Okay, forgive me, didn't mean it. Go back, set the record straight for what you did, so you won't do it again. Set the record straight for what you did, so you won't do it again. And then what? Move on. Move on. Don't live in that. Just move on. My bad. My bad. My bad. Didn't mean it. My bad. Hey, let's move on and keep going from there. All right. So just to remind you, that's the gold edition. The sapphire edition is coming out in January. Huh? God gave me 3 books. It's the second one right there. I got the third one already thought through a little. So that's going to be wonderful when it comes through. This is the app that's going to be Google Play and the App Store. So this broadcast will be there, but also I'm going to be offering classes, more detailed classes where you can learn more of the concepts that I share in more succinct fashion there. That's going to be welcome page. That's going to be the more the content where you can go find the classes, find out information. I will also have a directory where I have all the other folks that I'm associated with, where you can go meet some of the other people that I'm affiliated with, some of the other real estate folks that I know, some of the other business professionals that I know that like mobile home folks that I know. Homes are kind of expensive. The real into mobile homes, I have someone that you can go meet them and do that type of transaction here. Other business owners as well. You'll have that, but that's the platform look of the apps that'll be out there and the classes as well. So I have it's going to be something wonderful available for everyone there as well. Um, and it's I'm excited about it. I tell you what, I am excited about it. I'm excited about being able to have that platform available. So it's Next week I'll have one more on point broadcast here, but it'll be there. And also next week I'll be teaching at a business school, and you'll see me on at the 1 Hour Church. We're starting a business school there. It's going to be the Actionable Business Institute. I'll be teaching there, and that'll be actually I'll be at the same time you'll see me here, but I'll be teaching at the Actionable Business Institute with the 1 Hour Church with Dr. Craig, and there we're teaching Christians how to go into business for themselves and help create a viable business uh, for the glory of God as well. So I got my hand in a little bit of everything. Uh, God just give me that gift and talent to be able to do that as well. So that's today's class, living with integrity. Um, we all have that gift of integrity there, and I just because of what's happening in society today, I think I want to touch on it. And from a financial standpoint, you can't buy integrity; it's something that you have to build on. And it's not no one's perfect. The only person who was perfect was Jesus. But if we find ourselves in a situation where we need to exercise it, we all, we find somewhere where we need to, bring about integrity. Hey, let someone know, hey, I'm not perfect. Uh, let's fix this integrity here and just move on. So again, this has been Dr. Joe Blake with the Actionable Financial Literacy Center, a Blake Media Company, and we look forward to seeing you next time here. And have yourself a great and prosperous day. See you again.